less than a year ago, you acquired Adepto.
We did.
And you're now approaching more, much more than just learning with the platform. I mean, how do you see projects, jobs, and talent mobility all coming together with learning? What are your thoughts on what companies should be thinking about the concept of talent marketplaces? I think I've seen referred to talent marketplaces, opportunity marketplaces, but this sort of place where everything comes together.
Yes. So we announced our acquisition of Adepto in December, and the why behind that acquisition really does come back to that comment I would always get. Our job codes are a mess.
Yeah.
And yet we're trying to build skills, but to what? What's the why? Where are we trying, why does the individual care? Can we expose that why, that demand for their skills to them in the place where they're actively trying to build them? So Degreed is not a learning platform. Degreed is a platform for progress, both for the individual and for the organization. So if it's for progress, well, what are we progressing to? That's where Adepto and now the Degreed Career Mobility product really comes into play. So what we see is those that have career mobility live inside of their Degreed platform, they're putting demand. And what I love to see is it's not just full-time jobs, it's stretch assignments, it's mentorships, it's come shadow and learn what it's like to be inside of this job. And the skills to do that work already exist internally. Just last week, as an example, we used Degreed at Degreed, and we had a solutions engineer want to do a VLOOKUP to create this really cool presentation. But he isn't great at Excel, and he was pulling his hair out, Googling, trying to figure out what the answer was.
Yeah.
And so he put an opportunity, I need someone to teach me how to do a VLOOKUP, and put that live on Degreed. And what's great is once he asserts the skill required to help him with this, like Excel, data analysis, we can see inside of the internal teams who has that skill. So they didn't even have to discover the opportunity. He found them, because for each opportunity, we can show the individuals that have the skills required. And he found an analyst right at the top of that Discover Great Candidate list. He awarded her the opportunity. She was notified. They spent 10 minutes, and outcome, he learned how to do the VLOOKUP, and he had that in his presentation. How many of those moments happen at scale? So many. So can we foster connections inside of the work to be done, both at that small, very tiny project scale, but also on the larger side as well? I'm a strong believer that the skills needed to push the business forward exist in the organization in the majority of cases. What we haven't had up to now is the ability to unlock them, to see the individuals that have the knowledge and put them in the right places and apply them to the work. The challenge to accomplishing that, it's more change management than it is technology. It's empowering those organizations to think differently about their people, to think differently about how they expose them to the work. And I feel very lucky that we already get to work with organizations that think that way and are saying, find me the right people, and let's make sure that we're unlocking knowledge.